Because like the pillar of bottom crashes.
That's right.
You want to blow up. You're trying to blow up Halo, I believe, and in order to do that, you have to like fuck up the reactors on the pillar of bottom. It's like the only thing that's gonna create a explosion big enough or something.
He's all like
flooded. Yeah,
yeah,
got like infected. Pretty sure you just like punch through his face.
Yeah, right. You kind of just explode him. You don't
badass.
even like give him the dignity of like, how do you want to go down, man?
Well, he's all melded with the flood. Pretty much any death at that point, I think, is merciful. Oh.
Bye, bud.
Oh, that was my bad. I thought those were bad guys.
You're staring.
Oops. And black button switches the grenade type. I don't think we have any frags.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, you were. I don't have any other ones, but
Oh, baby.
you were right.
Oh, I missed. Keep accidentally shooting you more than I'm shooting the other guys. Oh, I love this assault rifle, man.
The handgun was just like so overpowered though, like back in the
Oh yeah, dude. So I used to play this game on PC, like the Halo 1, and that pistol, you could just 3-shot people from like across Blood Gulch. It was awesome. And they brought that back a little bit for, I want to say ODST. They were bragging about
how the handgun was back.
Yeah,
and like,
how it was. I mean, it still wasn't as good, but it was better than like the little pittance that it became in 2 and 3.
Well, they definitely made it a little bit better. Like in the newer Halos, I feel like.
Like in 4 and 5, you mean?
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of like, you know what, let's bring so many people like relied on this guy. And
yeah, it's just fun. It's satisfying. Oh, and this one has a zoom too.
Yeah.
Oh, ow. We're doing pretty good. It's not bad for having not played this game in a decade.
Yeah, right, just like riding a bike.
Well, I can't believe how like tight the controls are now that I'm kind of getting used to it. You know, it's really good. Well, that was the other thing too. When I was I was telling this to Tyler and Roland. When I was setting up this whole kind of infrastructure for all these consoles, right, to be plugged in at the same time, I was really worried that because there's so many steps in the chain, you know, before, like the video input has to go through like switchers and splitters and all these things, and if was that you?
Yeah,
that's good.
It's really
all of that would be, it's like the whole thing would be pointless if the games had like latency, you know, or like kind of laggy. That's why I got this TV specifically, because it was supposed to be really highly rated for like.
So you're saying it was like
lag.
better than even the newer one for like the purpose of what it was.
Exactly, like it's better than the newer versions of the same TV that have come out since. I'm pretty sure this was kind of cool. The Game Grumps recently uploaded like a tour of their offices and kind of like how they set it up, how Aaron set up their whole new system. And it's virtually identical, like even to the hardware that they used, like for every step in the chain to what I had done. So I was like, hey,
you know, it's like I'm doing it right.
Yeah, like those guys are arguably the most, you know, preeminent professionals in this field, quote unquote. So if I can match their setup, then I must be doing something. I think, oh, geez. Also, because of the, because we're in split screen right now, it feels like I'm walking so fast.
Yeah, I feel like definitely covering way more ground than I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I think you don't move slow when you're full screen, but
there was one. I feel like you moved and jumped a lot in one, but then like they made one of. I feel like the Halos where you felt like
slower.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
Oh, those are your teammates.
This auto aim has really helped me out, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'd be without it.
I just try to jump up and clamber on something. Like, no, that's not the new Halo.
Oh yeah. You gotta crouch jump. This is old school. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck. Ow, what? Oh. That was some really bad showing. It's like the best part about this whole thing is that every error that you make is recorded.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm missing this guy. That's not that big of a deal. I'm like, wait, no, it's just everybody.
Maybe people watch it later. Luckily, I don't think my channel's big enough to where you get too many like troll comments like, these guys are terrible at Halo.
It took him like 4 shots to kill Grunt.
Sure.
It's just one to the head.
Seriously. I think most people understand that they watch these boy party videos. It's like, you know, it's a let's play, so you know exactly what it's going to be, and you're not exactly coming for the expert professional MLG gameplay. It's more just, it's a hangout, you know?
Well, I remember I was watching one dude, and he was talking about, he was actually addressing that. He's like, oh, you guys who think I'm like the best, and then I post all these videos of me winning. I'm not that good.
Yeah.
It takes me a while to get these videos. Yeah, he's like, I cut them down, and I might play all night before I get a video like this. He's like,
I would totally believe that.
Pods are launching. We should hurry.
Yeah, we should. Let's get off this thing.
Oh, you see like these, I think some of them get, yeah, see like some of them get, oh, boom, just blown up. It's really cool. I mean,
gone.
Yeah. Dude, that would, oh, health pack, baby.
Yeah, I left that one. I was like, yeah.
It's really effective, like, atmosphere building. They have all these little things going on that you can stop and look at or not stop and look at. I've heard a lot of game designers talk about that kind of dichotomy where it's tough to direct the player's attention. That's kind of like something you learn to do as a game designer. Because you can, you know, spend all this time and effort designing this one, like, cool little visual sequence, and then when the player walks up, they are staring at a wall, you know, like for a while the whole thing play, or like you're designing a horror game, right? And you put in this spooky thing that they're supposed to turn and see, but like they just never see it because they just don't happen to look in that direction. Yeah, they don't look in
that direction. They miss out on all the animation.
Oh, fuck me. That is disorienting.
I know.
I thought that was kind of interesting. I remember I was playing, one of the games I was playing for VR back when I was still kind of just playing like new games that came out for the search engine. Edge of Nowhere. It's an adaptation of a really cool H.P. Lovecraft story called At the Mountains of Madness, and it was by Insomniac, actually, the people who did like Ratchet and Clank, and also I want to say like Infamous. Woo. Maybe not. But they put together this kind of third-person action game in VR where you would kind of float above the character. That was where your eyes were at.
Okay.
And they would have these cutscenes in between the levels where, you know, the stuff you were supposed to look at occupied actual 3D space. So what they would do is, like, if they had a character kind of like walk from left to right, for example, then that character would fade out at the right, and then the next thing you were supposed to look at would appear kind of right behind where that was, so that your eyes were already there, if that makes sense.
I see, yeah.
They're like, it's just kind of like motion tracking, just keeping a sense of where the players are looking at any given moment and kind of trying to like capitalize on top of that.
Hey,
holy shit!
Whoa. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That's actually a very important design principle in like any sort of visual design. So even when you make like scripted videos or people make animations, you're always trying to... You got him. There it is. That's the luckiest grunt or
and then
unluckiest.
I hit this guy once, and then it's just like...
Yeah. It's something I try to be conscious of too when I make animations and shit.
Of kind of where they're going to be looking.
Yeah. Eye tracking. Or like, I was watching a behind-the-scenes thing on Mad Max, the most recent one. The Furiosa one.
Yeah.
Where...
Great movie.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. But that was... who directed that? Was it George Romero?
I couldn't tell you, man.
Whoever it was, he was talking about how when they were shooting it for all of his like DPs and his cameramen, he had like a crosshair overlay on their shot preview. Nice stick. And he would always tell them it's like everything that's happening, all the action, you know, because it's so like active, that movie. There's so much going on. But what he wanted to make sure of was that every shot, like whatever the core thing that you're supposed to be looking at in every shot is like right in the center of the frame, so that the viewer's eye didn't have to move around too much.
So you're getting all the action instead of having to scan the screen.
Exactly that. And not to say that's the only way of doing things, because obviously there's a lot of...
There's a bunch of different techniques.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of films and shots that it's kind of fun to like make your eyes track from like one side of the screen, or like they'll frame it in I just noticed the shield in front of me. They'll frame it in a certain way to kind of like play with that. It's just cool stuff, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, well, there's a book. Actually, it's that book that's sitting right there. It's called The Visual Story by Bruce Block. It's a really good like intro, like introductory level, just book about visual design and kind of how if you're a filmmaker or if you make web content, even if you make like non-motion content, let's say you design websites or whatever. There's a lot of core design principles that are good to know that help you make better shit.
There's one game I feel like it would be a pretty good Let's Play as well. It'd be I don't know if you ever got into this series, Dead Space.
Oh, I love Dead Space, or at least the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
I never played the third one.
Same.
That would make a good one. I really like Dead Space because I could turn my fear into anger, and that something would pop out at me, and I'd just run up and stomp it.
Yeah, get angry. Well, I like how also it's like the first one, the best weapon you literally get is the first
starter cutter,
and it's just like this isn't even a weapon. This is used for just cutting metal.
Yeah, engineering.
You're like, great.
That was cool. Apparently with the third one, did you hear about the whole controversy and everything that was going on?
No, what was happening with that?
People really criticized it for being like very heavy on like the microtransactions and stuff, because you could pay. I think that, I mean, if this is how it is, I can't confirm it, 'cause like I said, I didn't play it myself, but you could pay actual money for like more resources in the single player game. So like if you ran out of ammo,
You could actually just go buy it.
you could buy it from like an in-game store.